Hello, I am starting a YouTube channel to talk about my life. My name is Kayla and I was born with HIV. I feel like this gave me a very different viewpoint on things that a lot of people can't seem to understand, mostly because I was born with HIV. So that means I had it when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, as well as when I was an adult. I'm still an adult. Not saying that HIV makes up who I am or it's my whole personality, but it's definitely played a role in shaping how I view relationships and marriage, and also things like working for myself and chasing my career. Um, so I've had a lot of really peculiar incidences in my life, just regarding partnerships and relationships and how people think I should act versus how I actually act. So I can't wait to start talking about some of those. I'll start off by just talking about my early life, how I contracted HIV, um, what I went through as a kid living with it, and just how it helped me or it shaped me as I developed into a teenager and then later into an adult. As you can imagine, romantic relationships were just not the same as they were with everyone else. So I am excited to talk about this. I was gonna wait until I had a foothold in my career, or I made it at a certain point to where I could support myself, because then it'd be like a story about inspiration. Like, yeah, you can come from the bottom, but you can work really hard and get somewhere as if you really wanted to. Still struggling, still not getting paid enough, still haven't graduated college, but I'm trying. And I still think my life and talking about what I've been through would be worth it. Just because for a lot of the things that people don't like is how I keep a positive attitude, even though I have HIV and I should be very angry and I should be very desperate for a relationship or just go out with somebody who wants me because I have HIV, and I should be lucky that anybody wants me. Um, so I'm excited to dive into some of these topics. I I guess the audience that I'm going for are not only people my age, but mostly younger people, so they can get a look into communication issues and relationships uh, that happen when you're younger. It's just harder to talk about things you're not as experienced. So mainly, I would like to reach middle school, high school kids, and just kind of get them used to talking about safe sex and bringing up that conversation with your partners. Because I've lived some pretty scary experiences having HIV. Um, the reality is, I don't know if I'm going to reach a younger audience just because I cuss a lot. So we'll see how that plays out. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about my life and what I've been through and how HIV has kind of shaped my world and how relationships happen for me. Um, and everyone says, oh, as long as you're undetected, it's untransmittable. But that is new technology. That is new development. That is new information. I grew up, and this wasn't always a possibility. When I grew up, even if you took your pills and you were undetectable, they still thought you could transmit it during sex. I think I kind of think some of my unsafe sex practices help them determine that if you're undetectable, you're untransmittable. Because there should have been some people like, hey, what happened? I should have HIV, and they didn't. So I think I actually kind of helped doctors and scientists discover that, because I was irresponsible at one point in time, and I've had this since a kid, so I've been having to deal with it at every single stage of my life. Even the awkward teens and not knowing about relationships or how to develop them, or not knowing what love is or what love looked like. So I hope you're excited to learn about this as much as I am to talk about it. Go ahead and follow, share, and come and explore my life story with me. And I will be calling it a story because some things that I talk about, it could lead to some legal troubles, maybe with past jobs. So I won't be using real names if I talk about things. Um, and I'll try not to bring up any company names or industries while I'm talking about some of my experiences, just because I don't want like any lawsuits or anything like that. Um, so for purposes of this YouTube channel, this is just story time, Kayla's story time about her life. And welcome. I hope you enjoy.